Okay, so now I'm recording. So welcome to EDU 556, Section 90. So this is Technology for Instruction and Management. It's a course I've taught for many years. I've revised it several times. And it's one I think that you're going to find fairly relevant, especially after the pandemic and what we did throughout, pandemic education. It's going to show you a lot of technology tools and resources about how to integrate that and teach that with students. We are going to use brightspace.ndm.edu. That is our learning management system at Notre Dame. You'll see that it's right here. I don't know if you'll have any problems accessing at school. Sometimes schools and their firewalls might not like some outside school features. So just to warn you, that might be an issue. I just don't know. By all means, you can go in the chat box and said I was able to access Brightspace at school. Then that would definitely be something that we would need to know. Go ahead into the chat box right now just to test it out. Just go ahead and enter your name real quick. I'm not, this is voluntary, so I'm not taking attendance. I'm not deducting any points from the people that are here or not here. This is just an information session. My course is asynchronous, meaning that we're not going to be meeting face-to-face every week. I did schedule 3 of these types of voluntary sessions just to help people out in case they need extra support. If you ever need to get in contact me, or if there's anything that you have a question with, you'll notice that I've been pretty good about getting back to your emails fast. And again, I'm sorry about bombarding you with a ton of the same message over and over again. It was really hard to go from a list of people to getting everybody's emails in the system and trying to make sure you all ended up knowing, the announcements and being able to get to them. Sometimes that little just changeover was tough. I wanted to make sure everybody kind of knew exactly what was going on and a welcome to the course. So I appreciate your patience going through all that scenario and situation. So again, I'm excited for you to all be here. I appreciate it. Welcome. So just a little bit about me. So my name is Professor Ryan Shaw. You can just call me Ryan. Before higher education, I was a 3rd grade teacher in Howard County for 12 years. I was also a former technology teacher from kindergarten through 5th grade. So I was with the really little ones. As I said before, I'm associate professor of educational technology. I like to write books. I'm a husband, and I have 2 boys, Connor, who is 15, and Ben, who's 9. Right now, the 9-year-old is at trunk or treating. Research concentrations. I love digital game-based learning, as in learning through games, learning through gameplay, learning through video gameplay. The course. So the course has 2 books. I know about how much it costs for college books. They can be extremely expensive. I wanted to find, number one, I wanted to find 2 resources. I wanted to find resources that you would use after my class is over. Ones that you would go for and say, this is a useful beyond a class. The first one is called Educational Technology for Teachers. Both books are just in digital version. I did that again. A lot of print, you'll find a lot of print books tend to be a lot more money. I found a book that was fairly reasonable when it comes to price. It's $40. Typically, college books will be anywhere from if you get into anatomy and physiology books, they're complete, they're well over $100, $150. I wanted to find something reasonable. So there's Educational Technology for Teachers, and there's also the Teacher's Guide to Tech 2022. This one is written by Jennifer Gonzalez. She is the creator of Cult of Pedagogy. She's a wonderful writer. This is more of like a guide. It gives you hundreds and hundreds of digital tools to use. It's one of the probably the best books for just finding digital tools and resources to use with your students. I said you could buy either the 2022 or 2021 versions. It's fine. It doesn't matter either way with me. They have a lot of the same tools. Sometimes there's some new ones, or sometimes they retire some old ones. It's a great guide. Now, for the books, I know, and again, you have to realize is that with your cohort, I know you have a lot of different like things agreed to when it comes to the grant that I'm not used to. So I will just give you the feedback and logistics that I know of. I know for the books that you get the money back. So you would purchase the books first, keep your receipts, so this way you can put in for reimbursement. Beyond that, I'm not an advisor. I don't know anything about the finances. I just know that's what I've heard. So please make sure when you purchase the book that you keep it, you keep the receipt, so this way you can get reimbursement. Okay. So those are the two course books. So this course is online. As I said before, it's asynchronous. I'm going to release announcements usually it's Sunday night or Monday morning, depending on when I have time to make sure to release it. I will give you instructions on what to do for the entire week. And you'll see that the way that I designed the course, it's structured and it's organized to where when you get everything, you're going to get everything in a nice sequential order. You'll be able to run through it. And it's a natural learning progression. So you'll start off with module objectives, and you'll go all the way through to the assignments and know exactly what to do. And I'll show you the course website in just a few minutes. There are besides this one, there are 2 other nights that are on the syllabus. They're voluntary. I'm going to keep on recording them, and I'll keep on sharing them through a YouTube clip. So this way you can see them. So if you can't be there, you have something to do that night for school or for your personal life, you can always watch it afterwards. Okay. Okay. Just some basic, things that, when it comes to expected learning behaviors. And I try to be an ethical person. I try to be an ethical instructor. I also understand that life happens. So if there's ever anything that I can do, please reach out to me. I understand that people get sick. I understand that you might have family emergencies. That's fine. Just let me know before, just let me know. And I understand if you have to step away for a day or two, that's fine. Just, I'm even fairly flexible with my due dates. If something comes up, goodness knows we had a little bit of chaos just even signing up for the course. If there's something that is going on, just let me know. And I'm very understanding. We will work it out. So for the course, please be present. That is, it's a little different when it's asynchronous. That means that you can't just, decide that you're going to work on this for 1 hour a week and then you're going to feel like you're going to pass the course. You do have to schedule yourself a little bit of time and be a little bit, have a little bit of self-discipline when it comes to being able to do the work. It's not going to drown you in so much work that you're going to feel miserable. It is, but however, you're going to have a little bit of discipline in doing it. I understand how busy educators are. I am still an educator by heart, so I understand. Try to get a good chunk of time for yourself to do the work. Make space and take space. That means that please make space for others. Don't, again, we won't have a lot of synchronous sessions, but, if you, I will put a section in here. If you have help, you're more than welcome to. Please ask for help, ask for things, take risks, try your best in things. I do encourage you to try your best, and expect and accept non-closure, as in sometimes some situations will come up that, there might be a delay in getting, there might be a delay in finding out an answer, something like that. Just know that it's okay. We will get to it. We will work it out. So I have been really bombarding your Prince George's County email addresses and your Notre Dame email addresses with the announcements. Now that everybody has been kind of, for the most part, most of you have been onboarded into Notre Dame's email system. I'm going to start using Notre Dame more. The reason being is it is integrated with Brightspace, the course website, to where if I touch a button, I can send an email to absolutely everyone, and I know it's gone out. And I can also, it's not only policy, but it's also, I know that it's gone to you. Prince George's County has filters. Sometimes I have found a lot of things bounce back to me. So just to let you know, I'm going to use Notre Dame because it's part of the policy. I did check as of, I think yesterday, or as of this morning, I think most people made it into the system, into Notre Dame's various student systems. So I think we're all on board. If not, just reach out to me afterwards and I'll make sure that you keep on getting the emails until you're part of Notre Dame's email accounts. If you email me from your Prince George's County account, I'll still answer it and hit the reply button. It's just you need to get into the habit of checking Notre Dame's email at least once a day. You can call me Ryan. I have no problem with that. If you'd rather be formal, you can call me Mr. Schaaf or Professor Schaaf. But I have no problem with you calling me Ryan. And just be respectful in the language. I will be respectful back to you in the language that we communicate in. So please just, we're all about mutual respect here. Again, same thing. Please make sure, same as the email address, please make sure you are logging into Brightspace often. So this way you can kind of keep track of announcements. The nice thing about Brightspace is when I send out an announcement, a lot of times it also sends an email in the same way. If it doesn't, I typically will send it through email as well. So I put it into the course announcement, but I also then email you a copy of what my announcements were. See, I think, well, I'll go over post discussions or submit assignments in a specific time frame. I'll show you all the dates and times. Okay, so at this point, I'd like everybody to go ahead and take a look at the syllabus. You can find the syllabus on Brightspace. If not, you can, by all means, you can search through your email and find mine pretty quickly. So let me hit this. Let me hit escape here. I'm going to go right to my copy of my syllabus right here. Before I go into the syllabus, any questions? Check the chat box real quick, but you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and ask a question or type in the chat box. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, thank you, Professor.
No problem.
The Brightspace, they have registered us for the class because I know when I went in there, I see my name up top in the corner, but I see a lot of selection for classes. Maybe I'm not hitting the right tab.
I'll do a quick little I'm going to do a Brightspace overview so this way you can all get acquainted. You also have to understand some people there was a lot of like chaos to even get people in the system. I will show you what I see and how to get in and to access it. So Dolores, I know that I think you got registered as of this morning, so it may just be the system is trying to catch up and maybe you'll even get access tomorrow. I don't know, but I'll show you what is on my end. So this way you'll know what to do and what you should have access to.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have a question? Sharon? You have to unmute yourself. It's typically on the bottom left-hand side.
Good evening, thank you. I was concerned about the threads. I tried to post my thread, but I know we had to make comments too, but I couldn't locate other threads. So
I'll Sharon, I'll show you that too. I'll show you that inside of Brightspace in just a moment. I'm going to go through the syllabus first though, just to make sure, and I'm going to breeze through the syllabus too. So I'm only going to highlight the most important parts. I'll let you read all the policies later. But I want to make sure to go through the, so let me go ahead and hit the share button. Anybody else? Okay, I still have this up. Okay, so here's my email address and my phone number. If you're going to, I'm pretty quick. I always have my emails open. You know, probably by now I get back to you that same day. If not, I get back to you in the morning. If you need to call me, that's fine. Just don't call me after 9 o'clock. I have a, I'm usually putting my youngest son to bed and he's distracted. It's also, I'm not going to be answering my phone or texts and stuff like that after 9. You are welcome to text me, include your name, and just if it's something, quick, or if it's a quick little question, that's fine. But also understand that you probably will get me even faster and more detailed if you just email me. Emailing is probably the best way of getting in contact with me. Okay, so I went over the 2 books. I put links there just so it's easier for you all to order. They are digital books. The reason being is a lot of times hardcover or soft cover books tend to cost a lot of money. This way, it's much more manageable. I know that you're going to get reimbursed, but even reimbursing money, you're still missing that money for a while. Scrolling through, here are all the objectives, and I'll go over the assignments in just a minute. So participation, again, participation is a little bit different because this is an online class. Just be present. The system, Brightspace, actually logs when you log into when you log in to participate. I actually can see the last time you've logged in. So please make sure you're present, you're doing what you're asked to do. And again, if you are having questions, just reach out to me. You're going to be basically doing everything digitally. That means that I need to kind of track your files. To do that, please, when you submit something, either in Brightspace or Anthology, which I'll talk about in a minute, put like your last name and whatever the assignment name is as a naming convention. This way I can kind of, I deal with a lot of files. So if I have to look up if you have a question or something like that, or I have to make sure I've graded something, I'm going to look up by your last name and the assignment name. So again, example, if I was doing a case study, I would do Shaw case study as the name of the file. So try to name that as best as you can to try. This way I can find it if I have to do a search. Okay, the assignments. So although there are 6 big assignments, and big is a relative term, there are a couple activities that are worth points. So there's like 6 main assignments and a few small activities. The activities help you with the assignments. I built this course to where it's integrated. It's all going to help you throughout the process. The first one is is a discussion. So I'm going to give you a prompt and I'll show it to you inside of Brightspace in a few minutes. And just like Sharon, I'll show you exactly where the prompt is, how to hit the reply button, how to answer the prompt, etc. But that's assignment number 1. And you'll notice that these assignments are going to be due inside of Anthology, which I'll tell you in a few minutes what Anthology is. Assignment 2 is going to be a digital citizenship presentation. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to create a presentation on digital citizenship. You're going to pick a law that's associated with using technology in schools. We'll explore that more in modules 2 and modules 3. The presentation's not that bad, and you also get to actually work with a colleague or a colleague, so this way you can even check your presentations. Assignment 3 is using data to improve student achievement. You're actually going to be working with some, I guess the best way to call it is mock gradebook materials and resources, and you're going to make informed instructional decisions based on that. You'll use a little bit of Excel, but of course it'll be, it'll be a guided experience where you'll get to work with data, make decisions that are going to be best for your students moving forward. Based on the data and what you're seeing. Assignment 4 is connected to assignment 5. So assignment 4, you're actually going to be searching the internet for good resources to go into a lesson plan that you're going to develop. The lesson plan is called the TELP, which is Technology Enriched Lesson Plan. So you're going to pick a grade level. You're going to pick a class. You're going to write a lesson plan on a certain, like a 1-hour class. or if you have different lengths, you're basically going to be doing one instructional lesson. You're going to write a lesson on it, but you're going to integrate technology into it. And finally, this course has a final assessment. The assessment is typically multiple choice with a small bit of, I usually give you a chance to do 2 essays. You get to even choose a little bit of the topics. So that's it for the major assignments. Are there, and again, as you go through Brightspace, all these instructions on how to do the assignments are going to be inside of Brightspace. Are there any questions about the major assignments? I know there will be later on, and that's okay. As I mentioned before, there's some small activities. These will also be built into the modules, and these are also going to help you to finish these major assignments. I even tell you where to put things and how to submit things. The small activities will go, you'll do a direct submission to Brightspace. For the major assignments, you're going to be turning them into Anthology Portfolio, which I'll tell you about the portfolio in just a few minutes. I put up here a grading scale. Please just realize you're in a graduate level class, so the grading scale is a little different. It is, it's not 90 through 100, it'd be 95 through 100 as being the A. So just realize, be cognizant that the grading scale is different. We have a higher level of expectation for you. The course schedule. So I've gone through and I've done a course schedule as best as I can do with everything. On the left-hand side, you'll see the module, as in I include the name of the module, and then I also put in the dates. These are like time windows, as in this is how long it's going to be open for. I'm not saying that I'm going to close it down like you can't do any work afterwards, but module number 1 will be open until the 30th. You will still be able to do work there. I'd give you the course topics, what we'll be exploring. I talk about what readings are expected and what activities or assignments are due, and I even tell you where to put them. This syllabus is going to come in extremely handy because it tells you exactly what to do and where to put it. So please don't just open this up once and then forget it. It's going to be a helpful document throughout your academic journey with me. And as you see, we'll continue on modules 2 and 3. More readings. You'll see a lot of links in here, a lot of assignments and activities. And again, it's always telling you what you're doing and when it's due. For the week of Thanksgiving, I do build that into our module time together. So I do give you a little bit of time off for Thanksgiving. I'm not totally mean. And finally, we are going to end about a week before the holiday vacations usually start. All right. Now, if this is way too much of a structure, I've also created this, which is a course assessment due dates. Put all the due dates in a big list for you. I even tell you where to put them. So this way it's easier to manage all the assignments and activities. For the honor code, we do have an honor code at Notre Dame, meaning we expect academic integrity. We expect you to be honest. We expect you not to plagiarize. We used to even do non-proctored tests. So we really do trust in our students. Please make sure that anytime that you're submitting work, there is an academic integrity statement that you'll put there, and I put it highlighted there. Just do me a favor and just the end of everything, just copy and paste that or put that at the end. It's saying that you understand that you received no help in your assignments or your exams. If anybody needs
repeat that, please.
Yeah, it's highlighted in the syllabus. Let me tell you what page. I took the page off of here, darn it. I hereby affirm that I have neither given nor received help in this exam, paper, or assignment. Okay.
And we need to attach that to each assignment we hand in?
Just copy and paste it.
Copy and paste. Okay.
Yeah, you can just put it right on there. Yep. A lot of people will also do discussions, and they'll just Sharon, they'll just put it right on. If they do a discussion, they'll just put it right at the very bottom or something.
Professor Shaw,
Yes.
this is Narita Marshall. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
I want to clarify that last question about the integrity statement, that we're not to get help with the assignments or the tests. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and it means
even
help
if
as in, let me clarify what it means. It
Okay.
means that you're getting unfair help, as in you're doing something to cheat the, basically cheating. There are going to be assignments where you're going to get help from others, and that's okay. But really, when they created that statement, it was really meant to be that you're not getting unfair help, as in somebody's not doing your work for you. You're not plagiarizing, the spirit of that. Okay, so it's not that that you can't get help from others. It's that you're getting, really kind of like unfair help.
Okay, so just to be sure, I have colleagues who are already ESOL teachers.
Yes.
And if I wanted to inquire and ask them some questions about things as I'm doing my assignments, I'm not going to ask them to do it for me, of course, but if I'm getting assistance, asking them questions to help me understand some things, is that acceptable?
Yes, that's acceptable.
Okay.
That's absolutely acceptable. In fact, that is kind of like at the spirit of education, in my opinion, that we are that we're a professional learning network, or we're a professional learning community. I encourage that. It's when we have like exams and they say, hey, what's the answer number 13? That's when you kind of go into the ethical issue, which I'm sure, as teachers, you probably, kind of see what I'm talking about. But no, it's getting help from colleagues is absolutely okay. A lot of people used to read papers or, like, hey, can you proofread my paper? That's also acceptable. You're going to find that when we do our presentation, that I actually encourage you to work with your peers to make it better, to find mistakes, to do suggestions. So yeah, I do encourage help, but what it really means, at the spirit of that, again, that was written in like the 1920s. What it means is really unfair help. Okay. So I need to move on to the e-portfolio. So you probably heard me, and you may have received an email from Madeline Ball. Now, so the e-portfolio. So the School of Education, not only do we use Brightspace as our learning management system in our course website, but we also use Anthology Portfolio, or sometimes you might hear it referred to as Chalk and Wire. It's both the same. It's really the same tool. We use that as our major assessment platform, as in we use it as a data warehouse. We use it as an assessment resource for all of our most important assessments. I'm going to Professor Ball, with this grant, Professor Ball probably already sent you your e-portfolio access codes. And again, I asked her this morning and she said, yeah, I sent them all. So I think you've all received them. If you haven't received anything from Professor Ball, yep. I think, was it Sharon? I think Sharon's holding it up. It's just a document and it asks you to set up your e-portfolio. You basically, you have to use a code to go to Chalk and Wire, and you set up an account. The account, a lot of students typically have to pay money for it, but the grant actually takes care of it for you. So that's really a nice benefit. What you're going to do is you're going to find the major assessments are going to be submitted to Brightspace. I'm sorry, the major assessments are going to be submitted into the Anthology Portfolio. The smaller assignments are going to be submitted to Brightspace. And again, if you get confused, where do I put what? That big chart on the syllabus will tell you, and also the directions inside of Brightspace will tell you. So just understand that the e-portfolio, so you don't have to order anything. It's already been taken care of for you. There are directions that are up in that are up in Brightspace. I'm just going to go ahead right now and close the syllabus down and go to Brightspace. While I do that, are there any questions about the syllabus or any policy?
Yes, I have another question about something I read on the syllabus.
Uh-huh.
It's Narita Marshall again. I attempted to download the Microsoft suite, and the directions that I was given, it did not appear. It says that by the time you log on to NDMU email, you should see at the right top the download. You know, you can click on a button, but I worked with the help desk and it did not appear. So I was wondering if anyone else had any trouble with that.
So unfortunately, I can only speak for myself. I don't know because I just don't know the experience. So I apologize. I have nothing to do with the Microsoft Office. And I'm surprised the help desk wasn't able to help you. The only thing I can think of is trying again, seeing if you can contact somebody else. And if you have to, if you still cannot get the help, email me and I will forward it to the boss of the help desk to see if I can get you even more help. I just don't know. Microsoft, typically students will come with Microsoft Office or access to Office 365 already.
Okay.
Do you use Google Drive at all?
Yes.
If that has to be something that you do instead until you can get your Office 365 account squared away, then that's fine with me. I typically try to be as program agnostic as possible, so this way I accept everything. Okay, so hopefully that will help. If not, again, just email me and I'll see if I can forward it to the boss of the help desk and try to get you your satisfaction. Okay, so I am gonna log. So I've logged into Brightspace. So now I'm gonna give you a quick little introduction to Brightspace. So I've just logged in. Now, please understand, a lot of people are asking me, hey, how do I get into Brightspace? I can give you a link, but I have no control over passwords. I'm not a part of the IT, although I'm educational technology, I'm not a part of the IT department. So I'm not trying to be mean or rude. I just don't have access. So what I try to do is give you access to the people that can help you. So I have gone into brightspace.ndm.edu and logged in. And here's the interface that I see. You should see over here your courses that show up as, I call these like little pins, or you might hear them as little tabs or something. You're going to try and find the one that says EDU 55690. So that's your course to enter here. And if you don't, most of you, I think, have just started, so you probably only see one of these tiles. So if you enter it, you should go into my course website. Okay, so you may not see every single one of these menus up because I am also the course admin, but you should be able to see content and tools. So I always suggest that people go to content, and what happens is when you see content, it does this really nice kind of like little table of contents right here for you. And you can see I have a lot more that you can't see. You see the little I that's crossed out means you can't see it because I haven't released it yet. You'll get that when I release the next module. So right now you should see welcome, you should see anthology, Chalkwire tutorials and directions, and you should see module 1. Okay, to enter welcome, you just click on this little left-hand side, and here is the welcome section. In the welcome section, it just includes a little bit of information about the course. It talks about the textbook information, and anytime you need to get the syllabus, you can always download it here. Okay. So now that Professor Ball has given you access to Chalk and Wire, you have to set up an account. To do that, guess what I've done? I have built, somebody's actually drawing on here. To build it, I've actually given you written instructions. So if you click on this, it'll take you to a Google Doc. that gives you a direction on how to do everything when it comes to the e-portfolio. How to set up a new student portfolio, how to upload new artifacts to the portfolio, and even how to submit it for assessment. All of these directions as much as possible. And it also even talks about some of the features that you might see in the portfolio. Now, some of you might be, you know what, that's nice and all. I'm just not a big fan of like written directions. And that's okay, I understand. I'm a fan of video tutorials. So what I've done here inside of Chalk and Wire is I've also created a 10-minute video that takes you through the entire process of developing your portfolio. So if you click on this, it takes you through the entire process of start here, click on this, update this, do this, and it takes you through an entire process of uploading your first assignment. Now, module 1. This is the first module where we actually start to get into the academic work of the course. The way that I set up and structure this course is simple. I start off with a module summary, like a quick little, this is what this module is going to encapsulate. I then go in to talk about, I include a module 1 plan. This plan is kind of like a lesson plan. It goes through the entire module of exactly what to do, when to do it. It starts with an overview, does an objective, a lecture. I don't like to lecture long, but I do include video presentations. Talks about what to read, talks about what activity to do, and what assignment is due. So you walk right through all of this progression. And you'll notice through my first announcement is very much the same as this complete set of directions. Anytime you need to go back, you could use this section right here. It's called breadcrumbs. You can go back to the other sections, just like this, and see everything. As I mentioned before, I include videos. The videos are anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes long, but it takes you through an entire lecture and progression about everything. So if you, and they're YouTube videos. So if you're at school, I don't know if YouTube's blocked, so just be cognizant of that. Let's say you can't stand hearing my nasally voice. I'm sorry, that's just the way God made me. I'm sorry. I promise I wasn't a boxer. It's just, you know, what can I say? I'm not going to be in Disney cartoons. I get it. However, there are, if you don't feel like, if you listen to it, but you just need to go back, I've also created a transcript. So it's an image and transcript. So if you want to hear exactly what I've said, and you just want to go back and learn a little bit more, you can go to the transcripts. They're PDF files, and you can go through and read exactly what I've said. Okay. Down below will be additional readings and resources and links to things that are going to help you. So when you see this, you'll read it, you'll look at it, you'll preview it. Sometimes they're articles, sometimes they're additional videos, sometimes they're PDF files. They're basically reading resources. And a lot of times you'll find them obviously in my module plan. It'll say, go and read this or go and watch this as well. Okay. Now you'll see that there's an assignment and a discussion here. So activity 1 is the assignment that's due to, it says technically it's due tomorrow night, but if you want to take until Sunday to do it, it's going to take you 5 minutes. It's really not a bad one. You can click on it and you'll see that there is a document here. Just going to open it up here. And what it's going to ask you to do is a pre-course survey. And what you're going to do is you're going to read the directions, and it asks you to complete column number 1, since it's the pre-course. What I have here are the professional standards for integrating technology into education or into instruction. They're called the ISTE standards. When you watch the first video, when you experience module 1, you'll actually become familiar with the ISTE standards. I suggest you really become familiar. I will say this, they are going to be on the test. So the very first night, you'll know that they're going to be on the test. What I want you to do is this. I'd like you to go and I want you to read over all of these indicators. And I want you to put an S if you feel like you read this indicator, it's like, wow, I'm actually already really good at that. You would put an S for strength. If you read over one, you're like, you know what? It's not a strength, but it's also, I'm not weak in it either. It's just, it's kind of like, you know, it's like I'm in the middle. You would leave it blank. If you feel like it's an area that you need to continue to work on, like it's a personal need, you put the letter N. And what you're going to do is you're going to complete this first column, save it, and then you're going to submit it to me for your first assignment, or I should say activity. When you're ready to turn it in, after you've done your work, you will, I think it ends up coming as a submission block right here. I'm a teacher, so I don't have it right here, but when you're done and you complete it, I think you drag it into here and it uploads as a file. Okay, so that's activity 1. And also, I know that it's mass chaos sometimes joining a new course. So I made sure to make it something that's manageable. And it's also helpful. Not only is it's a way to see you grow in the next 8 weeks. Are there any questions on this activity number 1?
Yes, there is a question.
Sharon, go ahead.
This is
And
Narita
then Dolores,
Marshall.
you can go next. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, on the middle box where it says the self, and you have three questions, do we go through each one of them questions and apply the answer based on those 3 questions, or the full question on the left? See, where it
It's
says
this one right
learner
here.
1? Yes.
Yeah, it goes into the small indicators. So these are small substandards. So focus in on this one right here. So number 1 would be for this box here.
Okay.
This is the overarching standard.
Okay.
We know, just like if you ever see a curriculum guide, you'll see there's the big idea, but there might be the small indicators underneath. For these ISTE standards, they kind of have the same thing. They have these small substandards. Focus in on the substandards. And as much as I try to design it to go right across, sometimes it's not perfect, but it's pretty close.
Understandable.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
No problem. I think, Dolores, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. I was looking, again, my information is being uploaded, but is this what you included in the syllabus? I know there was something else that you included in the syllabus. Was this assignment?
This is activity number 1.
You included in the syllabus, because I see there was 2 things there.
Yeah, the next one's the assignments, the discussion forum.
Okay, maybe I'm looking at something different. My thing is technology, learning and working and doing it. Downloading it, making it to a PDF. How do you write on your PDF? I need to upload a Adobe or something, not Adobe, but
Most of my the ones that I have that I want you to interact with are usually in Microsoft Word.
okay.
So the only time you download stuff that's in PDFs if you just read it.
Okay.
I know that, like, I don't expect you to buy an Adobe Acrobat, which is expensive. I don't expect you to buy that or do anything with that. This is a Word document.
Okay, it's called a professional growth self-assessment chart.
Yep.
Okay.
And again, if you have any doubt, again, if you go by the syllabus or you look at the modules,
Okay.
it'll tell you exactly what to do and when to do it.
Okay, now, again, me being uploaded, seeing all of this registered for the course, I'm just seeing how, I'm following along what you're saying, but I'm gonna hands-on with this. But right now I don't see anything as far as my, you said I was entering this morning.
Yeah.
I do have it that you sent on the
Okay.
in the email, so I can download as a Word document and send it. Okay.
And Dolores, if you're still not in the Brightspace, I'd say by tomorrow afternoon. If you're still not in,
Mhm.
just email it to me if you're nervous. But also I want to make sure that you're in the system too, because you have to do the discussion.
Right, and I said,
So if you're not in and you're not seeing what I'm seeing, then that's we need to make sure that you get in.
right, and I said too, you said it's due tomorrow night or midnight?
At the very beginning, it's mass chaos. So if you want to
Okay.
do it by Sunday, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, just need to get the contact where I need to. Okay, thank you.
Yep. No problem.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh. Come on, there we go. Okay, so you also probably noticed that the main assignment at the very end is online discussion. So if you click on here, here's the assignment one, which is an online discussion. What you're going to do, and I do have some people that I've actually started, to start a new thread, to do this, Sharon, you click on where it says start a new thread. I am going to do that let's pretend I've done it. I don't want to actually click on it, then I'm just going to put junk up accidentally. So you click on a new thread, do you see the button? And then you can enter the content here. So this is what, like Sharon, see, I see that Sharon already did her assignment one. She put it up here, she wrote it in here, and that's great. Now, anytime you want to reply to somebody else's, Sharon, what you do is you click on their name, and right down here, you click on reply to thread. So you actually, a lot of people sometimes just miss it. When you put a discussion up, it almost becomes an actual active link. And if you click on this, you'll actually enter into the main, or you'll enter the discussion forums. Okay. You'll go in here, your answer, you will answer this. Now, once you're done, so this is going to be like my last like little item. It tells you have to upload this for Chalk and Wire. So this is the first assignment you do with Chalk and Wire. So after you're done with your discussion and everything's done and you reply to your two classmates, just like the directions state, you're going to put all of your comments, your discussion posts, you're going to put all onto this document here. Come on. Will it download faster? You're going to copy and paste your participation onto this discussion board template. The reason I do that is this: is once you're done with this course, your discussion forum is gone. It leaves. It's part of the old course. To put it into your portfolio, we need to capture what you said, put it up into your portfolio. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste your content in here. So when you answer my question, here's the prompt right here. When you answer my prompt, you're going to copy and paste it here. But to remember, the directions ask you to also talk to two other people, to communicate with two others, to hit the reply button on two others. You're going to then include their content here as well. You're just going to copy and paste what you did on the discussion board. This document's going to be the very first thing you put up in Chalk and Wire. Okay. So again, what do? Here we go again. You go to module 1. And again, if you're like, I'm doing too much jumping around, module 1 explains exactly what to do throughout the entire plan, exactly where to put things and how to do things, okay? You're going to have your discussion. After you have your discussion, after you put it in here, just like Sharon did, okay? You're going to put down whatever you've done in your replies and in your main thread, what you ended up stating, how you answered my question, but you're also going to do the two that you've also done to other people's. When you hit the reply button, you're going to copy and paste that content to the Word document, and that gets uploaded to Chalk and Wire, or what they call anthology portfolio. All right. Any questions about the progression of that? Dolores.
So this is bright space, and then we take it to Chalk
portfolio. Yep. Chalk and Wire anthology are the same thing. Chalk and Wire was purchased by a company called Anthology. So if you hear me call it Chalk and Wire and Anthology, it's the same thing. It's just me knowing that that tool has changed hands 2 or 3 times. So just I'll try and call it Anthology Chalk and Wire or something like that, so it's not so confusing. All right. Zane, you had a question?
Will all the discussions need to be uploaded to Chalk and Wire for every assignment?
No, this is activity. This is assignment number 1. So
Okay.
it's after that, there's going to be new assignments and new activities. It's the main assignments, the big ones. There's 6 of them. They're the ones that are going to go into Anthology Chalk and Wire. All the other smaller activities, they're the ones that are just going to be going right into Brightspace. If there's any confusion about which ones to do, look at your syllabus. I even put a chart in there about where to put things at.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have about enough time to answer just maybe 1 or 2 more questions because I have a 7 o'clock I have to go on for the other cohort class. Any other questions?
There's a question in the chat.
Let me check. Sorry. Okay, I showed, how to open it. It's a Word document. You just click on it. And again, folks, I'm sorry. I just, having Microsoft Office, I kind of take for granted. It is part of the prerequisites, but I know for Notre Dame, it does give you access to Office 365. So I would definitely, again, if you're having problems with accessing it, you're more than welcome to use a school. If your school uses Microsoft Word, the only thing you do is you click on it to open it, and it kind of shows a preview right here, and then you hit the download button. And it downloads it just like as a Word document. Yeah, Sharon's fine. Some people like printed syllabi. Some people they want it digital, and that's fine either way. That's why I put it up online so you can print it out. I still print mine out and I scratch out things when I'm done with it. It's just, for quick access, I still like it digitally because I can't carry all my papers around with me. It'll torture me. All right. Any other questions before I close us out tonight? Dolores, go ahead.
I know I'm gonna go back and.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back and watch the visual part, but I'm just seeing, I wrote down in my notes, a shortcut way to get in Brightspeed and a shortcut way to get in the anthropology.
Oh, anthology.
Anthology, yeah. So do you put anything in your web bar, or you go?
So for what I typically do is for like quick access, what I do is for Brightspace, I put it up in my bookmarks. For Anthology, when you register, you can always just go to your web browser and click on Add Bookmark. Either one is fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
No yeah.
Hey, Ms. Harris, Dolores, I've been struggling trying to get into on Brightspace, but what I learned, if I go on the emails that the professor send, I click on the email links and it sends me right through, and I don't have such a problem with my password.
Okay.
Instead of logging in, I'm having problems logging in. So I just click on his links and it sends you right there.
Thank you for sharing that, Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sorry. It's really, yeah. And those links should stay active the entire course. My Brightspace page won't change links, I promise. That's why I even try to keep the same Zoom links as well. So this way you don't have to keep on keeping track of all the links. All right, listen, unfortunately, I've got to get going because I have another class to do, but thank you very much. I hope this helped to organize everything for you. Just keep an eye out for all of my announcements. And if you have questions, just ask. I'll be happy to help you out. And it's a lot of, it's a very enjoyable course. You'll get out of it what you put into it, I promise. All right. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye,
You
everyone.
too. Be safe.